Hey everyone, this is Dean Esser, and you are listening to the Exactly What You Need podcast. 10 years ago, I started personal training people on the side for $12 an hour. Began bodybuilding not too long after that. That developed into the weight loss industry, and I now have a company, Ewyn Weight Loss Studios, which has almost 50 locations across Canada. Today, we are going to talk about supplements and what supplements are great for weight loss.
Yes, that's a favorite topic of mine. I spend a lot of time researching and sourcing different raw materials and supplements for this category. Why don't you start us off, Dean, and tell us a little bit about this topic and maybe some of your faves.
Well, I think the first thing to clarify is when people hear supplements, their kind of back goes up a bit, because I think people are trying to push things on them that they don't feel they need. And obviously, we don't need to supplement every day of the year all the time, but there are certain things that I do feel are a huge asset for people trying to lose weight. I think most people that come into Ewyn Studios, definitely one of the biggest problems or the main problem is that people's metabolisms are just not working properly. And that could be from poor diet, that could be from numerous different things. And obviously the number one thing that's going to change that is a proper dietary or meal plan. That's going to be number one, first and foremost. If you're taking supplements to try and lose weight and you do not have a good meal plan, you are just wasting time and you are wasting money. Okay. The biggest thing about it is if you are doing those meal plans in the dietary regimen, there are things that can assist. Now, one of the number one things that I feel is something to increase thermogenesis, something to get your body going, and something to help you burn fat. So while you're just walking around throughout your daily activities, you are technically burning fat, because a lot of these people's metabolisms are just not working properly. And what we're trying to do is stimulate that to get it going so your body better works for you. So eventually, once you're done the program, once you're down the road, your body will work for you and it will have a better chance of having that good metabolism and burning off those calories. So I think that's one of the main key things, is having something to burn the fat, increase thermogenesis, and get the system going so that you can better utilize those calories, burn the calories off. It's just a good way to get your body going. And I think it is one of the keys definitely in trying to lose weight right off the hop.
So what are your thoughts on, say, a Garcinia cambogia extract? That's as far as as far as history is concerned, it seems to just keep coming. It keeps being one of the highlighted ingredients in these fat burners. What are your thoughts on Garcinia?
Well, obviously it's a great ingredient. There are many great ingredients, depending what you're trying to utilize them for. Garcinia is fantastic. I think the funny thing about it, and I guess the funny thing from the bodybuilding world, the health and fitness world that I came from, is that most people in the weight loss industry didn't really know anything about Garcinia until it got brought up on Dr. Oz. And in the health and fitness industry, it had been around already at that time for, I'm going to guess here, but I'd say 20 years anyways, probably more than that, where it's been utilized in products. So what happened is it started this huge rage of Garcinia and just buying it on its own. And I'm not saying it doesn't work. Obviously, it's a great ingredient. It works. But when you combine it with other ingredients to work synergistically, and that's a big thing we do at Ewyn Studios here, is it works 10 times better. And I think that's something that gets misplaced, is from this weight loss industry, is a lot of people look at it and go, well, this doesn't do what I want it to do. Well, Garcinia definitely works, but when it's combined with something else or combined with multiple ingredients, it can work so much better. And I think that's a key, is one of our things that we've gone over, is to try and get something where you're not taking this product that just gives you one or two things. We're trying to give you something that gives you multiple benefits, so that you get the most out of the product that you're taking. So obviously it's a fantastic ingredient. It helps with feeling fuller too as well. There's all sorts of benefits to it. I just think when you combine all of those things together in a formula that just makes sense to help you with so many different things, I think that's the key in supplementation.
Yeah, and I mean, absorption's a huge thing too. And just as you were talking there, to me, a black pepper extract to just help with the absorption of the extracts or ingredients that are included in these weight loss supplements is just critically important. I'm a big fan of black pepper extract. I'm also a big fan of stimulants, generally speaking, as far as this category is concerned. Probably my favorite piece of this type of product, and just to increase energy and basically increase your metabolism, your rate of metabolism to help burn this unwanted fat is huge. There's, as you said, it's always combinations thereof. So if it's combinations of extracts or if it's combination of stimulants that perhaps are stimulant based, it's highly important.
Yeah, and I think a big thing of that with the stimulant base is obviously at Ewyn, we have products that will help you burn fat that are stimulant based, and we have ones that aren't, because there are people who are a little more sensitive to that too as well, and we understand that, so we want to try and provide the best option. Obviously something that's going to get that metabolic rate going more, that's going to give you some of that stimulant effect, is going to have a better chance of burning fat for you. But there's also other combinations we can utilize too as well, that definitely can help burn that fat too as well without so much stimulation. Some stuff, I don't want to say it's stimulation, it's more energy based even, I guess, than a stimulant per se. And I think that's a key thing too, Ryan, what you brought up with the black pepper and different things along those lines, is that when you look at an ingredient and it sounds so fantastic and sounds so great, we're not looking at the bioavailability. And what that is how much we absorb and how much we utilize that ingredient. And that is something that I know you and I discuss. We take a look at when we do formulate products, is to ingredients that aren't absorbed as well, we add things into it like black pepper to try and get you to absorb it so you get the most out of that ingredient and the most out of that product. And I think that it's not that it hasn't been done in weight loss. It's definitely been done in health and fitness in certain areas for sure. Not all areas, but lots of them. But I think that's a thing is it's not just the ingredient that looks great on the bottle. It's what that combination is and how well we absorb it, that we want you to get the most out of any product you're taking.
Right. And I guess something that we should touch on is, being that we're based in Canada, and your product line is based in Canada, you adhere to Health Canada regulations, and to actually get licensed for a product, you have to submit an application, and you have to back that up with safety and efficacy. And that's the biggest word here, is efficacy. Does it even work? And that's just par for the course. If you're a weight loss clinic, or you're a brand in in the sport nutrition side of things, you need to get these applications. But let's say 30 years ago, I may think that, hey, if I combine this, and this, it's all really fine and dandy. I bottle it up and jam it on the shelf and sell a bunch of units. We don't know if it's even working, but it's kind of nice to have that. Almost that marketing angle to a certain degree, in that if Health Canada endorses it, there is efficacy studies that have been done to show that it actually works. And it's not the individual ingredients, it's the combination of the ingredients. And if they don't think that combination works, they're going to send it right back to you and say, hey, reformulate, dude, because that doesn't work. You need to tweak this, you need to tweak that, and then you need to provide us once again with this data. So I wanted to touch on that. That's kind of a dry topic, but I think it's really important. Another thing I wanted to mention too, just as far as products are concerned, we have these categories, and I'm a sport nutrition guy, so we refer to weight loss products as fat burners. They burn fat. It's hardcore. It's cool. It's crazy, and the name's justified. But I also think there's other really cool ingredients that can be added to, not necessarily to a fat burner, but other supplements that you can take that might enhance focus, sort of cognitive type products that, again, talking synergistically, you're going to work very well with a fat burner because you're going to remain focused. You're going to stay on track. What are your thoughts on focus products?
Yeah, I love that it's kind of gone right into our two main supplements. One's obviously a fat burner, and the other one is a focus base, which also helps with cortisol levels, which we all know that stress levels are obviously higher. We mainly deal with women. Generally, they're higher in women, not always. But those two combinations together really help with the weight loss, helps burn the belly fat, and also helps keep that stress down. And I think it really is about focus, because that is something that can make you feel so much better, even than a fat burner. Sometimes, depending on who you are, is it's more of that consistent energy throughout the day, not the ups and downs that happen sometimes with some fat burners, anyways. And I think that's a key thing to it. And to be honest, Ryan, I don't think that. And I know when you talk about natural product numbers from Health Canada, it can be a little boring, but I think that's a key thing, that people feel safe. This has been researched, this has been studied, and I think it was a great point about combining the ingredients has also been studied too. So they don't just take a look at, oh, you can have so much of this, you can have 300 milligrams, and now I added something else in. You may only be able to get 200 milligrams into it based on you added another ingredient with it. And I think that that's a massive thing in regards to, the safety of the products that we have, and what we're putting on the shelf is it has to be approved through Health Canada. And I think that should make people feel good that it has gone through all these hoops and everything to try and get that product on our shelf. But I truly think a focus, one, something that's more mentally, especially the day and age we're in now, especially with that, a combination of the fat burner is a huge asset. And after that, I think it really depends on what you're looking for. But I think, we're both in agreement that high protein diets are definitely proven to burn fat. And I think a whey protein is one of the most, if not the most absorbable protein that you can have in the world, is a huge thing for getting that protein content in with a lower calorie base too as well. And then depending on what the needs are, I think all different supplements can assist depending more specifically what your body needs.
So the last thing I want to touch on is satiety. That's a feeling of being full. It's my understanding that Ewyn promotes a meal plan that addresses satiety. I know there are supplements in the world that address this. I'm more of a natural kind of guy. If you can get it through food, that's definitely the first stop. Second stop and complementary would be supplements. Am I right? Is that something that Ewyn looks at and thinks long and hard on as far as meal planning is concerned?
Yeah, and I agree with you. Is if we can control it through a proper meal plan, dietary regimen, whatever you may want to call it, that is the best way to control hunger, is through dietary plans itself. The issue is there are some people, depending who you are, I'm one of those people that when I am cutting back my calories to try and lose weight, I get very hungry. I definitely get very hungry. So for me, a supplement that would assist with that, I'm definitely all for. However, you have people that cut back on their calories and they feel really full, actually. They have a problem actually eating some of the foods because they actually feel so full. They don't get that same. So I completely agree with you, and that's something we try and do is if you have the right type of meal plan, you should, for the most part, feel satisfied. Are you going to start getting hungrier as you start getting through the program? Definitely. That always happens. And we have supplements that can assist with that. But I think if you have the right type of dietary regimen, generally you should avoid most of that, 75, 80% of that with most people, because generally that will keep them satisfied. And I know you're a big guy on fats too as well, and how they make you feel and making you feel satisfied. And I think that that's a key to it. If you have the right fats in there for the right reasons, I think that's a huge thing on it. And I know you're a big believer in the fats.
Mm-hmm. I am for sure. I guess that's a different podcast altogether, and I might just ramble on for hours on that topic. So let's not get me going now. Well, anyways, Dean, it's been awesome. I appreciate hearing all the cool things you have to say. And
so I think supplements are obviously can assist dramatically with weight loss. I think for people struggling to try and lose weight, meal plan is number one. If you take supplements and you are not and you don't have the proper meal plan, you're going to have issues losing weight. You're not going to lose weight. You need a proper meal plan, but the supplements with that, especially people trying to get going on losing weight, it can be a huge asset to assist. You don't have to be on supplements forever. This is something to get you going, get you through a program, get you to lose the weight, and that's the key to it. So thank you for listening with us today. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. Please share with your friends. If you have any questions, any topics you'd like us to cover, please email us at podcast@ewynstudios.com. You can follow me on Instagram, Dean_Esser. And thank you once again.